Recording. Hi, welcome to today's meeting. It's nice to see everyone. Hope everyone had a good week. So we're going to kick off the meeting by quickly something I and Viviana said we can just do to like understand what the situation is with you and among you. So we just kind of want to understand like how does each week go for you, and then what I don't know whether to call it hardship or blockers. It might not be collab, it might be anything. Like what problems or what blockers or what roadblocks do you encounter um each week? Because what we're asking is because um this is the fifth week now. This is week 5. But we are still not able to like get everything, every feature in the production before the meeting, even at week 5. And I understand that we really had a rough start, every drawback that we encountered at the beginning. And I was also talking with her, like, I've mentored 10 teams, at least 10 teams at the Collab Lab, and I've not really like encountered a team where even up until week 5, we were still not like have not stabilized, so to say. I understand the beginning is always like, but it gets better. Like from my experience, it gets better. Highest week by week 3, everyone is already like in sync. We are already like working. By Saturday, everything is in production for ready for Sunday. So, but we found out that with our team, we've not really been able to stabilize. So we kind of like wanted to hear from you guys. Like we are taking the back seat now. What is the problem? Like, I want to hear from every single one of you. What is the problem? And we also have what we think might be the problem, but we want to hear from you guys. So, who wants to go first? No one wants to speak. I'll call names.
Well, I guess I could
Yeah.
say I would guess that it probably also depends on the difficulty of the task sometimes, but I also noticed that a lot of times we don't manage to meet on Monday already, and I think the timing is also then like we don't meet on Monday and then we meet maybe Tuesday evening or afternoon, and then it's already some time lost. I know it's difficult to synchronize our schedules, but it would probably be better if everyone really, really tried to meet on Monday already so we can discuss the issue and start working on it already. Because then there's a lot of time lost just not starting early in the week. I know, for example, this week, my team, our task wasn't that difficult, but also I had unexpectedly a lot of stuff outside, so I didn't. It was also fault on my part where the time management wasn't that great. But maybe also from the previous weeks, I would say that I think it would be better if we start a bit earlier, really start, really tried Monday, and yeah.
Yeah, so I quite understand what you said about complexity, which is also why I was kind of looking forward to your PR like Thursday later. So what happened between you, like from Monday? I read your thread a little bit. I think you met on Tuesday. So from Tuesday, walk me through what happened till Saturday between you and Tata.
Um, we met on Tuesday. We split the issue, and then we worked on it. But also, this week. We just both pushed the code later because, I mean, at least on my side, I was really busy. And on Wednesday, I worked on it. Then I went away, and then I forgot. And then it was Thursday. I pushed the code, and it's also I know I have to work on my time management better. This week was really not that great on my side. It's also difficult because or I should be more aware because I'm like more than half a day I'm at work, and then when I want to start something one day, it's already I cannot start it earlier than afternoon anyway, so I have to plan for that, which was yeah, I guess that was on my side at least the issue that I had. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. I think because you guys saw that it was very, very easy, and I'd be like, yeah, I can do it anytime. I can make a PR anytime, you know. Yeah, so what about your team, Didem and Becca?
Actually, I
You
I
didn't use the
totally
thread,
agree.
by the
Yeah.
way. Why didn't you use the thread?
Sorry.
Why didn't you use the thread on Slack?
I don't know. We started a conversation with
I didn't
Becca.
see it.
Yeah. Maybe next week. Okay, I will use our thread. Yeah. But I totally agree, Eva. My week also quite similar. So I have issues. So I attended some workshop. I couldn't have much more time, but I spent maybe more than 5 hours for Collab Lab. But our issue was a bit hard, so I try to understand. Maybe I couldn't understand easily our task. So
Yeah.
we met with Becca on Monday,
Mhm.
and because I was available on Monday, then we split our task front end and back end part. But front end part was very easier than back end part. So we realized that we need to focus some works in Firebase. So uncheck, check, ticks. So our task also even a bit harder than the other week.
Mhm.
And and we couldn't, how can I say, synchronize our timing issue because I'm available maybe after 9 p.m. The others days. But I can work maybe till 12 midnight, something like that. But I think I'm not sure she is available morning or afternoon mainly. And also, maybe this is not reason, but I have a daughter. She is not exact time sleeping. Sometimes she's sleeping 8, sometimes she's sleeping 7. So maybe I send a message to Becca, okay, I can be online at 7, but sometimes I couldn't. That's why we couldn't meet one more time. But yesterday, I um, I didn't make her sleep, so I meet with Becca. We handled some issues, but I don't know our issue is working or not. Is for your comments. Let's see. Yeah, this is.
Hmm. So the common denominator that I'm seeing is you people don't have time for the collab lab. That's the conclusion.
No, no. I I was working another project before Collab Lab, but
Yeah.
I was available again 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. So I was working like this. Maybe this is the issue for me.
Yeah, so in that case, I think what can work is async communication. We call it async communication, where you don't
Mhm,
have to be on a call with her at the same time. You can,
mhm,
as you said, you met initially on Monday. You can be like, okay, look at this part of the um task. I'm going to
mhm,
look at this part of the task. So if she's free in the morning and you're free at night, she can work in the
mhm,
morning, push her code, leave you a message. This is what I did. This is what I'm here to do. You will come at night, pull down the code, then continue from where she stopped. Because I was kind of confused when Becca asked the question, and then she's saying, I am confused about this, I did that. And I was like, how are you able to meet with Didem? Did you meet? Which part is she
mhm,
taking? Which part are you? So it was supposed to be like a group something where you contribute, she contributes, you contribute, she contributes. And then when you came
mhm.
online, you were also like, oh, I will look at it. I'm going to look at it. Not me and Becca are going to look at it. So that was like what made me to like I was trying to understand how you guys worked. That's why I was asking. So if you're failing to like find a sync time to meet, you can do it async where you're working on the same branch. Somebody will work, push their code to the same branch, leave you a message on what they did. You pull the code, continue from where they stopped. So it's no longer an issue of it's now an issue of Becca did this in the morning, I did this in the evening. She's going to
Mhm.
check this in the morning and I'll take over in the evening. Do you understand? Like that kind of coordination is what will really get it
Yeah.
working, you know. And then in fact, what we think is actually from the mentor's point of view is
Mhm.
that you guys don't speak up on time, you know, because I gave you an example last week of how it's really a group work, including the mentors and the developers. Like it's a group work, it's a teamwork. All of us are involved because I will have to give my own input, the review before you merge. So and all of us are kind of like involved. So if we plan it for it to be a particular way and then it doesn't go that way, it ends up like changing the whole plan for every member of the team, you know. Um,
Mhm.
so I think, which is why on Friday I'll usually come online, like how are they going? Is everything working? And that's the time that I'll usually like send out a post. How is it going? How can we help? And it was only when I sent that post that Becca brought up your bug with your issue, like on Friday, you know, and which is why we also insist on having the office hours on Wednesday and highest Thursday. So you have your chance to look at it on Monday, Tuesday. By Wednesday, you should know if you're making progress, if you understood the issue, if you're going to need help, and then we treat it in office hour. That's what the office hour is about. So when you're not bringing problems or questions to the office hours, it means you're like in past cohorts we sometimes during the office hours their PRs are up already. Like you just know that you're coming to ask about career or you're coming to ask about other things, not the issue. But when you've not made your PR, we kind of expect you to come to the office hours. Let's discuss it. Like by Wednesday, what is your progress? Do you understand? Even if you've not made your PR by that point, you've done like majority of the work and you've seen so far that you don't have any issues with the task. You understand it, and it's just like a little thing for you to make your PR. You know, so that's kind of what the expectation is from our side. So
Mhm.
in the case of not being able to meet async, I think synchronously, I think meeting async will also work, you know. You must not code with your pair partner on call. You can also do it
Mhm.
async, but it's also important to manage time, knowing fully well that your decision is going to affect the rest of the team, including the mentors who will have to review, you know. So I was always checking in, even though I was outside throughout yesterday and the better part of today, but I was also like logging in. Is it my turn to review? But I just saw that the other person have just left their comments and you are yet to treat the comments. So it was not time for me to review yet. So
Mhm.
it kind of like disorganizes everything. Becca, do you have a question? Hi, Becca. You were raising your hand.
Hi, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I wanted to give into my 2 cents, 2 points that I think would be helpful, at least for me. Um, one point that we have discussed before was the, communicating proactively rather than reactively would be helpful for me. I try to be proactive in my communication and sort of like not only talk about the issue or how to go about the issue, but also like what times are gonna have I carved out in the week to attend to this. Um, I think for me, at least, async communication was not a possibility in my realm of understanding. This is something that I'm very glad to have your input on because I hadn't thought about it really. Um, but before either of those possibilities actually manifest, I think it would be really, really helpful to have sort of like a common understanding about how the collaboration will go throughout the week and whether it's synchronous or asynchronous. And yeah, like sort of making sure that the fact that we divide our tasks doesn't mean that we're going to work separately, but rather sort of like what's the word? sincronizadamente.
Yeah, in synergy,
Yeah,
like
synchron in
work
synergy.
together,
Thank you.
but not working at the same time. You're still working together, but you're not working at the same time, you know?
Exactly. For me, at the very least, the pair coding part of things clears a lot up, and that is something that I, as a team member, definitely need. I understand that is not always possible. For example, today and yesterday evening and today, I've been feeling absolutely rotten. I'm coming down with a cold. I don't know if I'm going to be available tomorrow. I do want to flag that because I need to take care of this. Think it should be fine by the evening. But I think first and foremost, and maybe this is coming from my project management background, we need to reach an understanding about how to go about the issues and make sure that we understand what is the task at hand in order to collaborate either synchronously or asynchronously.
Yeah, that's usually what the Monday meeting is about, actually. Like that's the what the initial call is about. What's your week looking like? When can you meet? What's our task about, that's really when you understand what the task is about. You go through it, even though we go through it on Sunday, but you have to also go through it, make sure you understand. And then if you're not going to meet synchronously and work on it there and then on that initial call, you can also be like, okay, I see this part is kind of like different. You can take this part, I can take this part, we'll start. So when are we going to meet again? Work on yours, push, I'm going to work on mine and push. If we are going to work on it together, then can we meet on Tuesday to code it together, pair programming on call, One person will be doing the research, one person will be writing the code. You're working on the same thing. So I think it's 100% in your hands, which is why we kind of really wanted to like understand what each week is like for you, just to know where possibly we are not getting it right. So the initial call is just like for planning. And we understand that you can't always meet at the same time. As I told you initially, we kind of made sure we told you about, and I took note of what you said, did them that you had to put in more than 5 hours. Sometimes it's like that. What we usually tell Collab is like, if you find yourself in a situation where you're spending more time than you planned, there and then bring it to the mentors, you know, bring it to the mentors. And we anticipate that is like, that will be like around Wednesday, Thursday, that we're expecting your PR, but you're not able to meet up because, as you said, it's too complex. This is not what you expected. You're stuck here, It's at that point you're supposed to be like, oh, this is what I've done. This is what I'm wasting so much time in. I've run out of options. I've researched. I've not seen the solution. I am my pair partner. You understand? So, which is why we try to be forward with the commitment, the 5 hours. And it's when you come in, everyone agreed to having 5 hours a week. So it's no longer an issue of do you have 5 hours? It's an issue of how does your 5 hours cross over my own 5 hours? Do they even cross, or do we have to do a sync this week? You know? So I think now we know what, from the mentor's point of view, we think you guys are not asking for help early enough. From the developer point of view, what I'm understanding now is you're having difficulty arranging the time, and finding a time to meet, finding a time to like work together. So now that we know the two main situation from each other's point of view, I think we can understand better and then work towards it better. As Eva said, it's a matter of like being more conscious about it, even though it's very, very easy, like it's a one-line code, something, and you need just one call. You can choose to have the call on Wednesday, it's fine. And then immediately you make your PR. Can choose to make it on Thursday, you make your PR, you understand? So just like work in such a way that you also remember the rest of the team, knowing fully well that everyone is literally like, I'm waiting for you to do yours, for me to do mine. The other pair is waiting for you to do yours, for them to do theirs. So when one is not working well, it affects the rest of the team. Like right now, we have a PR that the ACs are not met yet, but we're about to go into a new week. You've seen how it's about to like shake up the rest of the stuff for the rest of the team, for everyone. So that's what happens when we don't bring it forward on time. So I think from our side, if you work on it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you're not making any headway, put it on Slack so that we can look at it together. Bring like on Friday when Becca complained, I was kind of looking forward to, I think it was on Thursday. So I said I was going to look at it in the morning on Friday before work. And then if there is need for it, we'll do a sync meeting in the evening. But I didn't see any stuff from you guys. So I kind of assume that your letter found it, So I think communication generally will really like help. Um yeah, but that's it. I also understand like sometimes you plan things and it just don't work the way you planned it, which is fine. In that case, just like bring it up, you know, and then one of us can even step in and pair program with your pair, like assuming you're not like tomorrow that Becca is going to be off. If the other pair has a problem, like when that the first, I think the second week I did pair programming with Becca to come up with her solution for her own pair. So we can do that, but you have to like bring us on time so that we can also manage our own time and then step in as soon as possible. Okay? Yeah, so I actually think we are doing well. We just need to like manage expectations better and then everything will fall in place actually. So that being said, we're going to have a demo from Eva and Tata. I don't know how have you seen the comment that the other pair made on your PR? Do you understand it and do you know the solution to Becca and Didem?
Yeah, I saw it, but I actually don't know what causes it, so I wanted to ask, or if I don't know if Tato knows why
No,
why is
the other pair. Are you talking about your own PR, Eva?
yeah. Oh, you were
Yes.
talking about the other one.
Yeah, I've seen your code, it's working. You've merged your PR.
Okay. Okay, sorry.
So I
Yeah,
was talking about the
actually,
other.
yeah, actually, I checked Eva's comments, but I think it's working, but I couldn't check the Tatar's comments. So, as I told her, I realized, okay, we couldn't uncheck, but we need to uncheck or not. I'm not sure. So, I don't know.
No, it's
It,
not. You won't be the one to uncheck. It has to uncheck automatically after 24 hours, but you have to
uh,
be the one to check. So Tata's
um,
comment was that when you come initially, it's checked already, which is not supposed to be. I have to be the one. When I buy my item, I check the
mhm,
checkbox.
mhm.
I think the issue, if I understand correctly, the issue is that the information from the UI, sorry, is updating the item alone, but not in the context of the list. So the item is checked in every list rather than being checked in just the one list that is supposed to have a timer for 24 hours. Am I understanding correctly?
No, it's not by list, it's by item. Like if I have 5 items like apple, oranges, strawberry, I can choose to check only strawberry out of the whole list. Every other one is unchecked. I checked only strawberries because I just bought strawberries yesterday. I checked it yesterday. I didn't check
Right, but when
it.
I have strawberries in any other list, it's already checked.
The other lists, they're
I'm
not
I'm talking about
related.
the bug.
They're not related. If I have strawberry in 3 of my lists, there are 3 different strawberries. They are not related. So me checking one strawberry in one list cannot affect the other strawberries.
Right,
Maybe
but that
it's,
is a
yeah,
that is a bug. The
No,
the,
that's
the
not a
maybe
bug
bug.
is
it's
that that is
better.
happening.
Yeah, maybe it's better when we present our issue, we can share our screen. Maybe it's better to show us what is the issue.
It's okay.
Maybe.
So
Go
are
ahead.
we going ahead or Tata and Eva going ahead?
Anyone can start really. And we can have
And then
Tata
I
Eva's own and then move on to yours.
Okay, so Tato will present the app, and then I will comment on the code.
All right. Hello? Tata, can you hear us?
I can also go ahead and just show the app right now.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I think Tata is on mute, right? I don't see anything. I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I see video, but or like a share screen, but I don't hear anything either.
Maybe you need to leave and rejoin. Your audio is not working, Tata.
The suspense.
So can we start?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. While we wait for them.
Sorry, Eva.
Okay.
Should we go ahead then?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna share my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
So Becca, you will share your screen and showing. Okay, I will go through the codes.
I can also share the code. I also have it available. That's the PR. That's the code.
Let's start with the acceptance criteria, then the UI in the browser before the code.
So the issue is that users need a UI that allows them to mark the items as purchased so that they can track what on their list they do and do not need to buy. In the list item, we needed to make sure that the component renders a checkbox with a semantic label. The checking off the item in the UI updates the date last purchased and total purchases properties on the corresponding Firestar document. The item is shown as checked for 24 hours after the purchase is made. So once the item is purchased, we take it off, and then a 24-hour time lapse it starts running, so that after 24 hours, the item unchecks itself, so the user can buy it again. So the user knows that they have to buy it again. And the update item function in the Firebase has been filled out and sends updates to the Firestore database when an item is checked. The notes are that while we need to update the multiple parts of the Firestore document, we shouldn't worry about the next date next purchased. And we can use the Firestore console to make sure that the date last purchased is working. We found this particular part a bit confusing, the checking and unchecking. We realized right away, actually on Monday, that we had understood sort of like the other way around how it should go. maybe I just go into it, and there's nothing here. This is really great. We have an error. Okay, so I think we're gonna have to go into the code right away.
Or
DM,
you
do you
can
want to come
change your
in?
browser if you want, Rebecca. You can change your browser. So localhost.
That is also a possibility. Just hold on a sec. What?
You can just copy it from the other browser.
I have to log in just a sec. This was a lot easier last night. I can't log in from here, sorry. I'm having trouble with Chrome.
Then maybe you can take over.
Hmm?
She can log in.
Oh, yes. This. Yeah. So I can show you if you want. You can explain, Becca.
Sure. You can go into the test list and then to the list view. And that's where you have your
Add item.
items, right? You can add your items. Right, you can go to the
Yeah.
list view. And you're supposed to be able to check off the items that you've bought. So for instance, if we check, yeah.
So
If we
this
check
is the
off,
thing I couldn't make uncheck.
So can you go ahead and
See.
check sugar?
check sugar off,
Yeah.
right?
Can you open the Firebase console?
Firebase. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here it's opened already. I think it is sugar. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is sugar.
Okay.
And it's starting off at 2 purchases already.
So date last purchase is today, September 8th. So can you put September 8th to probably September 6th? So like more than 24 hours ago. So it's supposed to be unchecked.
Manually here, right?
Yeah. You can use the calendar icon beside it.
September 6th, you
Yeah.
mean?
Update. And let's go back to the browser. No, I mean the UI. Oh,
Yeah,
it unchecked. Okay. Can you add another item?
yeah.
Can you add one more item? Make it choose the last option.
One more item?
Yeah, choose the last option for the next purchase. The last option. Yeah. That one.
Not soon.
Yeah. Okay. That's rice. Okay, can you check rice and bread? Okay, then let's go to Firebase console again. Rice and bread. Okay,
There you go. That's
let's see
nice.
7th September, right, this time around. Can you edit it to 7th September?
Okay, 87 September.
Then where is bread? No, this is tea.
Oh, sorry. Rice.
There it is.
Let's use 6th. Yeah. Yeah, let's go to the browser now. So rice is unchecked. Bread is not unchecked.
Try refreshing the can you refresh the reload the page?
So bread is the not so soon, Abby. Bread is the not so soon, the last one you added. So when you add that you want to buy it soon, within 7 days, it works as expected. But when you add you want to buy it like in 30 days, it doesn't work. So the behavior that we are looking for this particular issue is how rice behaves. I come to the page, I add an item, call it rice, I go my way. Tomorrow, after 24 hours, I come back to the page, rice is unchecked. I don't have to do anything. So you see how we manipulated the Firebase console by taking the date backwards to like yesterday, 2 days ago, and it unchecked by itself. That's how we want it. I don't want to see tea, banana, lemon, and oats already checked before I come to the page, because I didn't check them.
Sorry, can you check the date for these items?
8.
Because I think this is also working.
Oh.
But they changed the date before,
Oh, then can you take the 8th back to like 6th?
Old.
Nice, it's working. But the one I have locally, I took it back, it didn't uncheck. So it's basically working. So what's the issue? The issue is, so were you the one that checked oats initially, probably before now, and lemon? Did you check it by yourself?
Actually, no, we couldn't check in Firebase. We arranged a time like 1 minute, not 24 hours. We checked like this, it was working.
Okay.
Yeah, we define only 1 minute in our code. Then we change everything before RPR to 24 hours.
Okay, okay.
I didn't know this way, so it is good for me. I learned right now.
Okay, okay. So no worries. Because when I
The
put down your
sorry,
brands, yeah.
the only thing I saw is that when you click an item if you go to Firebase console, the total purchases increase by 2 instead of by 1. I also mentioned this in a thread in a Slack. And if you go to the Firebase console now and you check out the rice item that you just created, you will see that the total purchases mark 2 instead of 1, like that. So that is here there is a bug that we should correct.
Okay.
But there is also the issue of, like, when I put down their branch, I just started my server. I found out that half of my list are checked by themselves. I didn't check them. So there is that bug too. So yeah, it's actually part of it is working. So anyway, we'll conclude how we'll go about this issue towards the end. So let's see the other teams. Well done. Let's see the other
So
teams.
also Eva's comment is working right now, right? Eva, if I navigate here, then come here, also our ticks here, something. So it's also working.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so we will wait your comment. Maybe additionally you have some comments in our PR. Also, we will check total purchase increased, something like that, right? Maybe you can have another comments.
Yeah. So when we see the complexity of the issues you're working next week, we'll know how to navigate what is left of your issue. So that's why I said let's conclude about it at the end of the meeting. By the time we go
Okay.
through the other issues. Yeah.
So how about code parts? Should we go through or?
No, no worries.
Okay.
I'll go through them. So Tata, are you able to share and speak now?
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Mhm.
Okay, sorry for that earlier. I didn't realize my medicine stopped working. Okay. It's my browser showing.
I have 1 million tabs open. Wow.
Yeah, people always make comments about that. Okay. So our issue, we're supposed to display a prompt when a user just signs in. So now I'm not currently signed in. It also works when you're not signed in and when you don't have any list. So generally, when you don't have any list at the beginning, it displays this prompt from the home page, and we come to the list page. If you don't have any list, a small nice soft prompt towards you, redirecting you back towards the home page if you don't have any list. So let me sign in because I didn't know I could directly just go and delete my list from the Firestore database. I rather
Hello.
use different email account of mine that's not registered. Different email account of mine that had not been registered. Yes.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Okay. I was saying I didn't know I could just go and delete my list from the Firestore database. So I rather use a different email account of mine that I didn't use in the application before. Let me sign in. Okay, so yeah, I have lists, obviously. If I didn't have any, it would read the same prompt. I will use this new list because I don't have any items there. I'm using a new list because when you have a list created, but you've not added any items to the list, this is a prompt you get that the list is currently empty. And to add items, you have to navigate to the manage list to start building. You tap it, it navigates to the manage list. Yeah, if you didn't have a list, it will display the prompts I showed when you're signed out. So when you've not signed in, I mean to say, being not signed in and not having a list, it displays the same prompt. When you sign in, now it asks you to add a list. If you have a list, I'll use a test list as usual. If you have a list, there are no prompts, it just displays a list and the search bar as seen before. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that was a task. Let me stop sharing, let Eva share a screen to share the code. Everybody is quiet. I'm surprised. No comments. I'm afraid. I don't
That
know.
does not reflect well on us, that's all.
Uh, I don't know. I was afraid that maybe my OG has stopped again.
I think something that can really be nice, probably towards the end when you're refactoring, is hiding the list button and the manage list button if someone is not signed in. So they don't even have access to that list because you sign in the homepage, create the list before you go into the manage list. It would be nice.
Okay. Thanks. I think we'll just add that. Yeah.
So who is showing us the code?
Ava. Or should I share and then you just explain? Okay, sure, share.
Okay. So I'm sharing the code now. And so I'm gonna first go into the app. So the first thing we needed to do was to into the list element, we needed to also because before only we passed in only the we only passed the array which has the items of our current shopping. So we need to pass also all the array with all the shopping lists inside. And then in the home view, we can see that it's just a simple conditional here where we check if so this data array, this is the array that has the shopping lists. If it's empty, then there's the prompt that's displayed, and if it's not empty, then we will display the shopping list here. This is the list. And then going to the list view, we'll see that we are receiving the shopping list array and the array with all the lists. And if here we more of the conditionals. So if I check if the current user has no lists, then there's this prompt that sends them to the homepage. Then if the user has lists but there are no items, it sends them to the manage list. And then if they have both, it will show the form, and also there is the search bar, and then we have here the actual list of the shopping list items. And that's all.
Well done, guys. It was a pretty straightforward one. I like how you handled it with the conditional statements and all. So well done. Does anyone have any questions on the issue? Okay. So I'm going to quickly take us to the learning module we have for today, which is called Agile, Introduction to Agile. So the method we use here is kind of Agile methodology, and it's a very popular way of coordination and collaboration in so many tech companies. So we thought it would be interesting and beneficial to you for us to do the learning module, just for you to understand better, what it is. So we'll start by understanding the meaning of Agile. So what is Agile? It says here that the Agile Manifesto values individuals and interactions over processes and tools. It values working software over comprehensive documentation. It values customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Then it values responding to change over following a plan. Just like that's how it goes, methodology. While there is value in terms in the items on the right, we value the items on the left more. So the method of, okay, we'll get to that. I'll explain what that means later. So Agile is a framework within which complex, often large-scale products in complex environments are developed. It's a framework, of how you handle complex and large-scale products. That's how they are developed using the Agile methodology. So the ability to adapt, change, and evolve throughout the life cycle of the project is also what we call Agile. So there is also another word that goes hand in hand with it, which is Scrum. And it's also a framework within which people can address complex problems while productively and creatively delivering products of the highest possible value. It is lightweight, it is simple to understand, it is difficult to master. And then Scrum is a type of Agile practice, but Agile is not just Scrum. So Scrum is a type of Agile, it's under Agile, but Agile is much bigger than Scrum. So a typical Scrum role is something like a product owner responsible for maximizing the value of the products and the work of the development team. And then there is a Scrum Master that facilitates the process of the sprint cycle and oversees Scrum ceremonies like the retrospectives that we do here. And then there's obviously the development team, which is a self-organized team that owns the how of the implementation. They commit to and delivers the work requested by the product owner. And then they estimate the work items and own the quality of the project, the product. So other interested parties in Scrum, they're the internal and external stakeholders, probably the users, the sales team and everything, the customers, and then other partners. They are all equal stakeholders. So there is user stories and then self-organizing teamwork. So as I said before, we use the Agile methodology at the Collab Lab. As you can already see, this is the structure of your user stories, like the issues you work on every week. As a user, I want to be able to do this, achieve that, and benefit this and everything. So that's like the structure of the user story. So to create a good user story, you have to focus on what, who, and why, and not the how. It's now left for you to figure out the how. You want to be able to understand the what, the who, and the why they want that feature, and then you, the developer, will now figure out the how to go about the implementation. So the user story communicates the business case, from the business angle exclusively. And then user stories allows incremental development, like as you can also see from our own issues on GitHub, like it's incremental. The first time you handle the signing in and authentication, and then it grew to like incremental development. So user story allows us to gather feedback to inform future user stories, which is exactly what we're doing now. You can already see that we are already like finding out different ways we can improve our application. So it's already informing future user stories on how to improve the product you're building. So usually the user stories usually come in form of individual tickets, as you already know. So the team decides how best to accomplish their objectives. That's the development team now, typically through grooming and sprint planning. Is collectively responsible for the delivery of every objective and is usually self-assigns work as individual team members instead of having work assigned. So we are now going to talk about the Agile and Scrum as it relates to the Collab Lab. So one of the Collab Lab's core tenets is, of course, collaboration. So your mentors may take on the role of the Scrum Masters, but one of the many benefits of the TCL is a relaxed preview of team-oriented planning. So no stress. You will decide as a team which ticket you and your partner will take on for the week during the weekly sync. And then retros are also a common practice in Scrum that you will take part in at TCL, so you can reflect on anything that you've learned and what you can improve on. This particular point, we were doing it up until last 2 cohorts because there was no reason really, because we found out that developers didn't really mind whom they would be, paired with, and they didn't mind which tickets, what they were open to working to anyone. So we just like automated it to just like randomly pair people so that we don't have to deliberate, take time deliberating on it every Sunday. So, but yeah, we were doing this before. So yeah, that's basically it. That's how the Agile methodology works. Basically, it's Scrum Master, a PM, and then development team coming together to like create user stories, and then the dev team having to work on the user stories and then achieving results, deploying features, building applications and everything. Even though we don't use it at work right now, we actually use Jira. We don't do sprint. We do Kanban method at work, but I also know that there are so many organizations that do sprints. I was using it in my former workplace, so it's pretty popular and common among tech industries. So is there any question? Do you have any question about Scrum and Agile? Yeah.
What's the difference with Kanban? I know, like, I've read from the internet, that it's more like the visual things, and Scrum is more about the how to go about the different issues. But in your professional experience, I mean, do I understand correctly that you have experienced both? And if you have, what in that experience, what is the main difference between both approaches?
So the main difference is we don't do time estimation for starters. For sprint, the same with the Collab lab, we kind of like broke the issues into tiny, tiny bits that we think Collabis can be able to work on as a pair in 1 week. So basically 7 days or 6 days minus the Sunday. So in sprint, what's it called? Scrum, you do sprints and then you estimate how long each of the features is going to take. It can be 2 week sprints. You bring out like a chunk of the part of the application, the features you want to work on. You feel like you can be able to do this in 2 weeks, and then the team will meet, everybody will hash everything out, break it down. The developers will take their own tasks, they will work on it. At the end of the 2 weeks, you make a PR, they review, they merge, and then you do a retrospective, like how did this sprint go? Were you able to achieve your aim? What are the blockers? How can you improve future sprints? But in Kanban, we don't have sprints. We don't do estimation. We just bring, we don't even do user stories. So what we do is the PM will write the features that they want to see, explain it, build subtasks under it, no estimation, and then developers can start working on it. And then as they're working, they're deploying, shipping to production works, ship to production works, ship to production. So I can say that the Scrum, you take a huge chunk of the feature you want to work on, break it down and work on it in 2 weeks. But for Kanban, you just like lay everything and then just continue working. There's no sprints, no taking chunk, just like take part of it and then keep working. So that's the difference. And they both have their own advantage and disadvantage, I guess. So my CTO, present CTO, always say that we don't do time estimation, we do feature estimation. Like we want results. This is we check, we like what's it called, assess you based on the result you produce, not by the time you put in. So it's just like Scrum is checking time you're using to do this, but Kanban is checking like the result and the product you were able to build. So yeah, that's how I understand the both of them. Any other question? All right, so Viviana, let's quickly run through and then conclude.
Yes, sure. I present the issues, but can you please share your screen because I have no permission in that laptop. So in the chat is the link for the first of the issues, if you want.
Okay. I was thinking I had it open. Yeah.
Okay. As a user, I want to be alert when I'm entering an empty item or an item that's already on my list. Users should be able to add an empty item to their list or add the same item twice. If they try to do this, we need to show them an error message that explains the problem. So this way we will prevent some clutter in their list. The acceptance criteria is show an error message if the user tries to submit an empty item, show an error message if the user tries to submit a new item that is identical to an existing name. For instance, if the list contains apples, the user adds apples and show an error message if the user tries to submit a new item that matches an existing name with punctuation and casing normalized. So it's like the same word with different punctuation or capitalization. And then the user's original input is saved in the database. So the notes are that there are a couple of ways to approach this task. If you're not sure how to begin, ask your mentor for advice. This is for Tatao and Didem.
Sorry, you were supposed to ask,
Yes.
right? Is there any question for this ticket?
Not for now.
Yeah, not for now. We'll go through it and
All right.
Okay, I will continue with the other one. As an item, I want to my estimate next purchase date to be computed at. Sorry, Tata, are you saying something? Okay, so as an item, I want my estimated date, estimate next purchase date to be computed at the time my purchase is recorded in the database. So the app can learn how often I buy different items. In order to advise users about when to purchase things, the app needs to be able to calculate that guess and store it a future date. The calculate estimate function from the Collab Lab shopping list utils module will help us know how many days in the future a purchase should happen. In order to use calculate estimate, we need to know how many days have passed since the time the item was last purchased. The acceptance criteria for this is that when the user purchases an item, the items that date next purchase property is calculated using the calculate estimate function and saved to the Firestore database. Date next purchase is saved as a date, not as a number. And then a get days between dates function is exported from utils date.js and imported into AP/firebase.js. So this function takes two JavaScript dates and returns the number of days that have passed between those dates. The notes here are about working with Firestore dates. Firestore returns dates as a special objects called timestamps. You will need to convert the timestamp to a JavaScript date in order to work with it and complete this feature. The timestamp object has a .toDate method that you can explore further in the Firestore docs. And then calculating the time between JavaScript dates, comparing and manipulating JavaScript date is tricky, and here's a hint, is to use the getTime method that returns a representation of that date in milliseconds. Here also a link to MDN docs. And calculating the next purchase date is using this Collab Lab shopping list utils module that is already installed in our project. This module exports calculate estimate. So calculate estimate accepts 3 arguments. They are the previous estimate, which is a number, then the days since last purchase, which also is a number, is the number of days that have elapsed between the last purchase date and now, and you will need to figure out how to calculate this argument. And lastly, the total purchase, which is also a number and is the total number of purchases made from the item. So given this information, calculate estimate returns a whole number indicating the number of days until the user is likely to make their next purchase. So this is the hard issue for this week. So if you already have any question.
I don't think that I don't have any questions right now.
Okay. Okay.
I don't have questions just yet. Hold on, I do have some questions.
Yeah.
It says here the calculate estimate function from the list utils module. I can't find it anywhere. Can somebody tell me where it is? Because I can't seem to find it.
Wait,
It's supposed to be in the utils.
the Collab Lab / shopping list utils module. Which one are you looking for?
Yeah, the shopping list. So I'm trying to find it in the code that we're working with already. It's
So do you
supposed to be in the
mean here,
utils
this
folder, right?
particular one, you won't see it in the utils. It's a module. It's a NPM module. So you probably see it in
Got
the
it.
JSON.
Got it. All right. So far, that's the one question that I had. I think more questions to come in the coming days.
Sure.
So we have Eva and Becca.
Yeah.
And then we have Didem and Tata for the other one. Okay. So I think what we can do is for what is left in your issue, we are going to for sure merge your PR tomorrow. But I want to how is your Monday looking, Didem and Becca? Is Monday totally out for you, Becca?
It depends on how I'm feeling. It's just annoying. I'm not super ill. I've been testing negative to COVID, so I should be available in certain times. Should I send you those in written form so that it's easier to calculate, because I have like appointments tomorrow and stuff.
Didem, how is it looking for you?
Afternoon, I'm available.
After what? 9 p.m.
No, afternoon. Around
The afternoon.
from 1 p.m. till 5 p.m.
Okay, so Becca, does your time lap within those hours? She have
Can you
time.
repeat that, please?
1 p.m. to 5 p.m. her time.
That works.
Okay, so what I will suggest is we are going to everyone on the call, don't pull the main branch yet. We've not merged one PR. We are going to give it one more day tomorrow. So since you have time in the afternoon, I suggest you guys take another go at it. Work on the stuff that Viviana talked about, and then the comments that Tata left. And then by 6 p.m., tomorrow is Monday, 6 p.m. my time, I'm going to review it, and if before then you can update me on anything that's going on. But I'm going to review the code on tomorrow or Monday, and then I'll merge the PR to just like not block every other person. So tentatively by 7 p.m. tomorrow, your branch should be in the main branch. So just work on it on Monday tomorrow. And anyone that is left, like if you're not able to like get it to work by the time I review, so I'll just like put what the problem is on Slack and then go ahead to merge it so we don't block every other person. Okay. So like just take another go at it and then let me know, update me how it goes. But by 6 tentatively, I'll go to GitHub and see what's going on. Yeah, so that's it for this meeting. As I said before, I really understand, the situation with everybody like trying to juggle work and everything. That was exactly how I did it during my own time because I was also working full time, my former job, while I was trying to get into tech. So I was working full time while doing the Collab lab. And what really helped me was like I would wake up early, very early in the morning, do some work, and then at night do some other ones before going to bed. Because I was working in the afternoon. Everybody's different, obviously. I didn't have children then, so it might not really like work for everybody the same. But I believe that what can really like help is kind of like start putting in effort from Monday, because when you try to like push everything to the end of the week, you now need like a bulk. But if you start on Monday, you can do like 30 minutes every day, 30 minutes Monday, 30 minutes Tuesday, small, 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 small. By Thursday, you have something tangible. And no pressure, obviously. We are always looking out to help. To know where to jump in. So anyhow it goes, let us know, and no pressure, and have fun and do everything else. Yeah, so is there anything we are leaving out? Nothing else. Okay.
Maybe I just quickly wanted to ask, I'm also looking at the code, and I'm sorry, I also can't find the shopping list utils. I'm not sure if I understood it correctly. Where should I supposed to look for them? Look for the module.
Page.json. I have a project open. So it's online. Is it there? It's not here. Did you search using the search on PS Code? Let me quickly search. Usually use that search bar. It's not there. Actually not there. We probably need to install it. It's not here. Okay, I've seen the npm. So I'll paste it on Slack. Just run this in your terminal to install it. I guess it was supposed to be installed when that was updated. It's on Slack already. So click on the link, you'll see the installation code. Just run it in your terminal to add the module for you.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all. Or when I'm merging tomorrow, I can just like, so that when you're pulling down, you pull down everything. But you also have to run npm install to have it locally. But yeah, anyhow it goes. I'll let you know. But yeah, that's it. Well done, guys. You are moving very well. I know at the end of the day it's going to come out really well. Our app is already taking shape. So yeah. So yeah, that's it then. Anyhow it goes, please let us know, okay? Have a great week. Bye.